I learned a lot about the system of financial system, the educational system, the health system. And I came to realize it's all a game and you can design your whole reality.
Yeah.
And so I even wrote a book and it's about the mind. And I started to understand that I can create money. I can create this value by putting more value into my mind, by investing in myself. That way I'm more worthy. But when it comes to business and money, I want to share the piece of the pie. I want to have a team with me. Do any transaction, but build a relationship. And so all the business that I do now is people that are basically like family.
If you get a business degree in college and then you actually want to go be an entrepreneur, it's way different.
How I use money now, I buy my own book and I give it to people that I feel they deserve it. They need to tap into their inner power with their mind. I want to empower people to believe in themselves. I see money differently now. It flows to me like water. I don't really like chase it anymore. And so it's more of like, now I'm myself, and for being myself, I get paid.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the best show on the internet, your relationship with money. Whose relationship? Well, we're going to talk today with Glenn, Musk here, Miami local, about his relationship with money. Glenn, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So Glenn just came in from boxing. So let's start with that, man. How long you been boxing?
I started a year ago, and I actually started gym. I started like, okay, I'm going to go network at the gym.
Yeah.
And so I ended up like not liking weights, and I ended up meeting my boxing coach.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to dedicate to calisthenics and boxing. And since then, I just been practicing boxing. I really love it. It's a whole passion of it.
Cool, man.
And actually has taught me a lot about business and lessons about feedback and, having a coach. I'm very big in mentors. But since I'm in boxing, I've been looking at, okay, if I don't receive any feedback, how am I supposed to get better?
Right.
If I don't have somebody telling me you're dropping your hand, how am I going to get better?
Before we get into that, so let's tell the people about what you're doing. What do you do here in the city? Yeah, just
let me tell you a little story about me. So my name is Glensky Inagas. That's my full name. Okay. I'm from Venezuela. I'm an immigrant. I came here when I was 14 years old. Okay. I've been living in the United States for around 8 years. And the United States has been a great teacher for me.
So you're what, 22?
I'm 22 right now,
22?
Yes.
Okay, young cat. Right.
Yes. And so I learned a lot about the system of financial system, the educational system, the health system. And I came to realize it's all a game and you can design your whole reality.
Yeah.
And so I even wrote a book and it's about the mind. For me, my foundation of my success is the mind, is the mindset.
Yeah.
And so since I have that mindset shift, my whole life completely changed. My mom took me to Colombia once to a retreat. The lady, she was in ayahuasca. The retreat was called Reborn, and I actually did. This lady rubbed me in a blanket. I was supposed to be in my mom's womb, like I was gonna born. And since then, she showed me that I have patterns in my mind. They were in mine. I was being raised by my family's beliefs. And since then, I've just been able to create my own patterns and my own path.
That's dope. That's awesome, man. So it's safe to say, I guess the question is, right, here on the show, your relationship with money.
Yeah.
How was it before you changed, right? Going back to when you were a kid, what were those beliefs about money that you had? How did you think about it when you were growing up in Venezuela?
Well, with my family, nothing was possible. We couldn't afford certain things. Like I said, it was a certain belief because you can afford anything. Like if you're valuable enough, you can exchange it for anything that you're looking for. And I didn't understand that at the time. I was exchanging my time for money. And for me, it was like, I was grateful to be here, to have the opportunity to work. And I've been always being a hard worker. So doesn't matter what, I'm going all in all day. And so once I had that mindset shift, I started to look at money differently. And I started to understand that I can create money. I can create this value by putting more value into my mind, by investing in myself. That way I'm more worthy. Now my hour is not worth, going to a restaurant and getting paid $50 to $100 per tip or whatever it is, but I can actually create a business, create a value and deliver something to the marketplace. And so That's everything for me, the mindset.
How long did it take you, right? You moved here when you were 14.
Yes.
So what did you do when you first moved here? I mean, you were a kid still.
Yeah, I
So
was
did you
sleeping in a couch with my mom for
Yeah.
around six months. She got like 3 jobs. I didn't know English at all, so I learned here. Not even in school. I had a girl. She taught me a lot. She taught me English and a lot of stuff. In school I didn't learn anything. You know, they put you in through ESOL class, all this stuff with whole Hispanics. You don't learn anything.
Yeah.
And so what I used to do, I used to go skip school and go to work and do boss tables. At that time, I didn't have any permit or anything. So yeah, it was tough in the beginning.
Yeah. So you were busting tables. How long did you do that before you?
For around 2 years, I had
years.
different jobs in a restaurant. So like washing dishes, bussing tables. Then the most I did, it was a server.
Got it. So at the time, you're 16. You're learning English.
Yeah.
You're hustling, right? You're just getting the work that you can get. Were you already thinking about like how to make more money or entrepreneurship, or were you still just thinking I just got to work hard and just I'll just get paid whatever people pay me?
Yeah, I mean, I was a young hustler looking to get any type of side hustle. If I could wash cars in the weekend, or I used to resell shoes, resell jewels. I don't know if you're familiar with this smoking device. Always trying to make a quick buck anywhere.
Yeah.
And so yeah, basically like chasing money.
Yeah.
I wasn't attracting it.
Yeah.
And so I guess whatever you chase is gonna run away from you. And so yeah, I mean, at that time my mindset wasn't right. I was making actually good money if you're related to Carpaccio. Carpaccio is the restaurant that I used to work with, and it was, I mean, I was making like $600 a day. For me, that was like at 16 years old. I was like, damn, I'm balling.
Yeah.
And so I was wasting it on girls, going out, on boats. Stupid.
Yeah.
But thanks to that, I'm the man that I am today. Thanks to that, I don't know, I don't see that as fun.
Yeah.
I see that as I'm escaping my reality.
Yeah.
Why am I escaping that I don't like about my reality, and I need to like go and like have this experience or go look for this?
Yeah.
Right now that I make even more money, I'm attracted by the simplicity of nature, by the simplicity of being with myself, by the simplicity of watching a sunset, a sunrise. And no, that's free.
It is, man. The best things in life are free. Like,
Yes.
I'm a dancer, right?
Okay.
So I do business, do all types of stuff like that. But I'm at most peace when I'm, doing my craft, right? Music, dance, those types of things, right? And that's always been free. I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Okay.
Right? So that doesn't cost money. And I think for most people, I talk to a lot of people with a lot of money, right? And there's always a common thread for most people where you spend your whole life trying to make a lot of money or getting good at something, and then they always all end up looking for happiness or contentment or peace, right? So finding that early is good. So you become 18, right? Let's say you become an adult. What was your life like at 18 years old?
I moved out of my parents' house, and I was working in BMW and having this, I'm going to say this here, I used to sell drugs when I was 18.
That's
and I used to sell weed. Not proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful though that
I know a lot of people sell weed.
I'm proud, and I'm grateful that I got out of it and I didn't have any consequences.
Yeah.
I learned from it. I taught me some business, to be honest, and marketing.
Yeah.
And then I had to move back because that's when I had that retreat when I was like 19. And so I moved back to my parents' house, and I was designing this life that I wanted to. And I decided to create a business, service business in Sonny House, walking dogs and taking care of them. And so I really mastered the SEO in Sonny House to the point that I got memberships of all the waterfront buildings. People were paying up to like $2,000 per month just to walk their dog. And so I had different walkers, and we launched an app. It was awesome. At 19 years old, I was balling, making $40,000 a month doing that. I was like, damn, I can really do anything. At that point, I was just like, I can create anything. It's just a matter of like, who is it really giving me that cap, and how far can I go?
Yeah.
And so creating that business, I left my parents' house again. And then in the time that I have that business, I meet somebody, Johnny, the CEO and founder of Luxury, and he gets me inside the company for real estate. He tells me like, get your license, let's get you on the game. I didn't understand it at the time until I started to build relationships and I started to understand the real estate game. And so,
what did you need to understand, right? Because for people who are watching this, right, they're not in real estate. I understand it's a sales business, right? I've been doing sales for a while, but what did you actually need to learn? Because you'd already been selling, right? So
well, we sell our whole life.
Yeah. So what were the things that were hard for you as a new real estate agent?
My business before, it was services, so it was different. Somebody had to do it. In real estate, I understand that having the right team and you building the right connections can pay off, and it's not about hard work, it's more about smart work. And so building these relationships, building a community now, and people that watch me and listen to me, it's like I can tell them about real estate. They will listen and they're like, okay, whenever they feel ready or they need guidance, they come to me. And I don't have to do all the job myself. I don't have to do the contract or show the property or do anything. I have a team. And so in this company that I'm with, Jonathan, he specializes in short-term rentals, especially in mansions. So we're talking about like $5 to $10 million bills. Yeah. And in these properties, I get to bring our clients and, give them a tour, whatever it is. It's the top tier houses in Miami. And from there, it's just easier. The job gets easier and easier once you understand it. It's literally a game.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So you would say, I guess, at this point in time, and that's what you're doing today, right?
Right now, I'm more focused on private equity and marketing. And so how I got here, it's by building these relationships. One of my mentors, he taught me about private equity. And so understanding all that game, I get to talk about it when I'm networking. And people, I don't know why, but they feel so attracted to private equity.
Yeah.
Like, I could talk about anything, cars, jet, watches, whatever it is. But you talked about private equity, they're listening.
Yeah.
And so I have few deals. I always have deal flow. And when I'm networking, I'm meeting investors. And so they want to know. Yeah. At least let me see the pitch deck. Like they want to know.
Yeah.
And so my approach is pretty simple. I get them interested in my projects, and then I get them into a meeting with my mentors. I'm a firm believer that I don't want to do anything by myself. I always want to do something with a team. I don't want all the crumbles for me. I believe that's like being a little selfish.
Yeah.
And I'm only selfish with like my time, the people I surround myself with, the things that I listen to. But when it comes to business and money, I want to share the piece of the pie. I want to have a team with me.
Yeah. So let's go back to private equity. So how would you explain it to somebody who doesn't understand what private equity is?
Well, private equity for me is basically a company that wants to scale, and they're willing to give a piece of their company, a piece of equity out for somebody that is going to come into their company and going to scale it. It's going to be either money, skills, experience. They have a team, they have connections. I can mention this because it already happened. So last month, I funded a business. It's a POS software that it was looking for $10 million. We funded $5 million for like 25% equity. It's a POS. There is going to be in the Caribbean. The Caribbean suffers, they only use cash. And so it's a solution for the current situation. And the investors are from like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and like they love the project. They see the problem. They're like, let's do it. They have connections. They are providing money, connections, experience, teams, systems. So yeah, that's basically private equity.
Cool. So it's just finding investors who aren't like JP Morgan Chase, like not the big banks, and you're connecting them with small businesses.
No, it's most likely like private, because when we talk about the stock market, we're talking about big companies like Tesla. Like anybody can buy Tesla.
Right.
About private equity, it's most likely like, okay, you know me, I have this business, I'm willing to give this piece away. What is your value that you can provide me so I can give you this equity? Yeah. Okay, you're gonna provide money. Okay, that's fine. I also need a CFO. Do you have experience? Do you have anybody? Like, it's different approach.
Got it. So when you were a kid, you started out I guess in our conversation talking about how you saw your mom working 3 jobs, you were working, you were hustling, you grow up, you start getting into sales jobs, right? Just grinding after learning English, things like that. Now you're working, you're focused on private equity, but also real estate still a little bit.
Yeah.
You said you like sharing the wealth though. So how do you view money today? Would you say your relationship with money today is healthy? Is it not healthy? Are there things that you're still working on? How would you explain it?
I'm very disattached to money. I don't care about money anymore. I actually, right now, the only focus that I have is delivering the truth and serving the people. I'm all about people now. And I believe money comes from people. If you're going to do any transaction, it's going to come from your account. So I am all about people. And I'm not looking to do any transaction, but build a relationship. And so all the business that I do now is people that are basically like family. And I really like it that way. I have experience only transactional, selling a product or selling a service, whatever, and it's not the same.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it because these are big transactions. And I don't want to deal with somebody that, they're just looking for me for the money or for whatever it is. And then after that, they're chasing, it's a family, and it goes hand to hand.
Okay. So why continue to do entrepreneurship then? If you don't care about money, you're still making money. You've got to care about it a little bit, right?
Of course.
So what do you want to use the money for?
Funny enough, they asked me this the other day. I want to empower people to believe in themselves. So how I use money now, I buy my own book and I give it to people that I feel they deserve it. They need to tap into their inner power with their mind. Like I said, our mind is like our biggest asset. And some people don't understand it. Some people don't understand that the answer they're looking for is inside, is within.
Yeah.
And some of them are looking at just outside.
What's the name of the book?
The Glitch in the Game of Life.
The Glitch in the Game of Life. So break down obviously you can't go through the whole book.
Yeah.
We'll add a link. Do you have, is it on Amazon?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
All right, so we'll drop a link down below.
For sure.
But you were about to explain it anyways, but how would you explain the book?
I would say that anybody that is an entrepreneur or is starting to be an entrepreneur, wants to be an entrepreneur, should read my book because it's the foundation of their success. For me, the foundation of my success is my mindset. And so once you understand that your mind got enough power to obtain anything that you desire, and you just need to water it every day with the positive water, because every day you water it, it just depends on you. Yeah. Everything depends on you. Your phone, you can use it to consume or you can use it to create. And so your mind, you need to water it every day with affirmations. You need to water it every day with information. You need to educate yourself. I'm a firm believer that college is a scam because the education there was designed for you to be kind of like a slave or be a slave.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be a doctor, you don't need a title. Why are you going to college for business? They don't even teach you how to set up an LLC.
Yeah.
Something so simple like that.
I agree on that part. I do think that college is good for general baseline education, but I went to school I was an engineer, right? Software engineer. So I have a slightly different opinion. I'm a little bit older too, so I've had multiple waves in my life at this point, and I think one of the big problems with society is a lack of education. But you're right.
Yes.
They don't teach you how to make an LLC in college. So if you get a business degree in college and then you actually want to go be an entrepreneur, it's way different.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Than what you learned.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, education is important because people are not educated.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Self-education. My book teaches you about self-education.
It's good.
For me, is everything, because in college they they do a package, right? You want to be in business, and they give you these classes. Everybody's different, so you should do self-education and self-educate yourself in whatever you like, whatever you're good at, whatever you enjoy. Yeah. You shouldn't be educating yourself in something you don't like religion. In my country, they teach you religion. What if I'm not religious? I'm spiritual. I'm conscious. I have another belief. Why do I have to learn about religion? So it's certain things that I guess I spot about the system, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so in the book, I go about that. I go about the habits. I go about certain beliefs, understanding, and tapping within, having time with yourself. A lot of people, they're always surrounded by their family, their friends, their girlfriend. They never have time for themselves to think and answer what do they want. They're always looking for the answer of the exterior.
Right.
And they never go inside. And so I guess I'm getting a little spiritual here.
No, go ahead, man. That's what this is about.
Yeah, I mean, for me, money is energy.
Yeah.
And so everything is energy. And like I said, I see money differently now. It flows to me like water. I don't really like chase it anymore. And so it's more of like, now I'm myself, and for being myself, I get paid. Yeah. For, I have these connections, I have this experience, I know how to do contracts. Okay, I can help you with this, and I'm getting paid in the middle. But I'm never looking, okay, how much I'm getting paid. I'm not desperate for money. Money is coming to me.
That's good. So it's safe to say your relationship with money is more so, I have enough what I need, and if I need more, it'll come. But you're not really chasing it or seeking it at this point. Not
at all.
So what would be your advice? So you mentioned, there's a few things that you mentioned that I like, right? So one is watering your mind, right? So that's I'm big on affirmations, by the way. So when I coach people, I have a coaching program right now. I coach people, and one of the first things that I do, I coach people on trading and like finance like that. But one of the first things we talk about is psychology. It's like, look, this is really hard. So unless you're willing to treat it like it's something that's really hard, you're gonna fail, right? Mm-hmm. Because like you said, it's not enough to just show up in the moment and try hard.
Yeah.
You have to believe in it. So how would you explain to someone how to come up with a routine to water their mind? Like, what would be some of the things that you would have them do?
Well, I'm gonna say what I do on a daily basis. Once I wake up, first of all, I try to don't get any artificial light on my head. I wake up around 4 or 5. And so since then I do blood flow. I try to do handstand. So I'm doing blood flow, and I'm thinking possibly about my day. What I design my day. And
wait,
everything.
Did you say you do a handstand?
Yeah. And so I did that.
While you're breathing?
No. Just the handstand.
Okay. Right.
I actually did that in the elevator to get in the state.
Okay.
And so I design my day by talking about what I'm gonna do in the present. Like I already did it, and like everything is gonna come out great. If I have a big deal, whatever it is, I go and ground, and then I do breath work. And so while I'm doing breath work, it's really powerful, to be honest. Like getting to tap inside every single morning, and be so sure that everything you're about to do is like already done. And so I already have that in my mind, and I just go through the day so confident about everything that I'm doing. And I guess that's how I design my days, and how anybody can do this. Like it's free. It's literally like you can go to the beach, or you can go to the ground and you plant yourself and start breathing. There is certain breathing techniques. You can go on YouTube, and there is guided breathing techniques. 10 minutes a day. It would change your life.
Yeah, we've done some breath work as well, and you'll be surprised. If you've never done it, you'll be surprised at how controlling your breathing and just like it can,
man,
you can pass out. Like there's all types of stuff that can happen. You'll see stuff. That's cool, man. So you're 22.
Yes.
I'll say, you're a young guy for sure, right? I'm 33, so I'm just 10. I'm not old. But
I see patterns right there. 22, 33.
Huh? Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
I know, right? 11 years. Well, what? But what do you?
Today's the 11.
Is it?
It is.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. What? So what do you want to do in 10 years? Like, what do you want your life to look like?
I'm already living my dream. So, of course, we all have goals, and my goal right now is serve the people. It's a bigger impact. It's more about giving. Putting myself uncomfortable every day. It's a must. Yeah. And so like in my book, it's something that I explain, and it's like, for me, it's a game, and every day I reset my game. And yesterday I could have made $1 million, and today I'm just acting like nothing happened, and it's a new day. And I'm going to do the breath work, and I'm going to visualize my day, and I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to go hard. Because that's life about. It's about enjoying every single day. Not because yesterday was a bad day, then now you're going to be sad or whatever it is. Like nobody's going to help you, I mean, your mom could die yesterday, God forbid, but what are you going to do about it? Are you going to cry the whole year, and you're going to waste the whole year? What if you die tomorrow? do the most you can. And so I try to go hard every day. Doesn't matter how I feel. I call it, so people can understand, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because a diet is something that, okay, it's Sunday, it's my cheat day. Not really. You know, I'm conscious when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And so, okay, if I'm gonna eat bad, I'm conscious that I'm eating bad. Because, I don't know, because I'm with my mom and I want to have a good moment with her, eat carbs, whatever it is, because I fast. Right now, I haven't eaten the whole day.
What, you boxed without eating?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I actually had a fight about a month ago. Didn't eat a bit. All I ate, it was grounding and the beach and like, man, it's just, I'm telling you, it's a lifestyle. I can't even explain it. People call me crazy and I'm like.
You compete like amateur, or what's your, tell me about your boxing.
So what I take boxing as a hobby. I don't want to take it too professional, even that I could because of the people I have around me. You could say I'm amateur. Because I'm in business, right?
Yeah.
And you can get fucked up with one punch.
Yeah, man.
One punch. Like I just saw a guy got punched in the face. It was bleeding. He was looking at me like, what the fuck? And I was the one to punch him. So I was like, I'm always careful when I'm boxing. I'm taking care of myself. I don't go too hard. I control my mind. I breathe, because it's all on the breathing and the mind.
Yeah.
Everything it's a mind game. When I think about any type of business or anything, it's just a mind game. And if you can control those thoughts, if you can control how you react, man, you're powerful.
Yeah, man. That's huge. That's huge, man. So talked a lot about controlling your mind. 10 years, you said you're already living the dream. So I guess my challenge to you would be to think, because I've talked to a lot of people, would just be understand that you're probably, not for lack of not enjoying it, but you're the type of person who's you're gonna get bored. You're going to, because you're gonna fully live your dream so hard that you're going to need to do something else entirely, right? And that could be in 5 years, it could be in 6 years, right? Because you've already done so much. You had the business in Sunny Isles, you have what you're doing now in real estate. You have great mentors around you. You talk about mentorship. I want to ask you about that as well. Please. I love mentorship. I started doing real estate when I was 25, about a sixplex. So I've been doing that for a while. I had a career as a software engineer. Now I'm in sales, doing YouTube, all types of stuff. So I see myself in you, and I know that that's likely. I'm not a fortune teller, so in your life, if you seem very happy and content doing what you're doing, which is awesome. I just know people like us tend to
pivot,
get bored. Yeah, so you're gonna pivot, and that's fine because you have the tools to want to do that, but. Then life will also hit you with those things that you talked about, God willing, hopefully our parents don't pass, but they will one day. Parents will 100% die one day, guys. Yes. They will. So, which sucks, but you got to keep it moving. Your friends will pass. I've had friends pass away. So
we will pass. We will pass.
We will pass too, right?
That's what I'm saying. So imagine if you put yourself in the situation where okay, what is the worst?
Yeah.
We will die.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you scared of?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, my biggest fear, and this is something I'm gonna ask you what your biggest fear is, but my biggest fear is I'm about to die and I was doing something I didn't want to do. Right? So I always tell people I don't do shit I don't want to do anymore. Some whack ass party because somebody invited me. I'm just look, bro, what if I die at your party? And I was just bored for 3 hours. I'm like, damn, and I'm gonna die? So that's how I live my life now, where it's just I don't care who I have to let down, because I value it's not even about the time. I value my life and my experience so much to where, I'm willing to spend time with people and go out and yes, but there are things at this point in my life that I know I just don't want to do, and I'm just not going to do. I don't compromise on things that I do and don't want to do. I'll compromise on people that I'm longtime friends with and they need help or whatever, and things that's completely different. But just spending my time on things like that, nah, my biggest fear, man. It's just
because you have self-love and self-awareness.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. So what is your biggest fear?
That's funny because I fear nothing.
Really?
Okay, my biggest fear.
We're all afraid of something. It's okay to be fearless.
No.
But
amen to that.
Yeah.
Not being able to help my family and and in showing them that they always had the control of their reality. Because yeah, I can give them all the money in the world and I can provide them with everything, but if my whole purpose now is showing people their inner powers, their best version of themselves, and I believe it comes from the small circle first. And so actually 2 weeks ago, I was in Venezuela. I went to Mexico, I went to LA, and I was kind of doing a tour with the people that is close to me. So I did it with dad, grandma, aunts, business partners, and mentors. And I empower everybody. I give them my book. They spend a week with me looking at what I do. There's days that I didn't feel like it. I still wake up, I still read, I still go to the gym. Doesn't matter the condition. If I show you the gym that I was in Venezuela, it was pretty bad. It was like on the street, some bars. Like I told you, I do calisthenics, so I didn't care. I was just like, I'm blessed, I have bars.
Yeah.
And so they were like, what the fuck are you up to? And I figured that, okay, them experiencing it in real life and now looking at it in social media, they're like, man, this guy is real. And I'm not doing anything different. Like, I'm just being myself and I'm doing things that anybody can do. Yeah. And that way I get to create my reality. It's been life-changing for some people. One of my mentors just stopped smoking. He's been smoking, he's 16. He's like 40 now. And like, I was like, what the hell? All I did was teaching him about breath work. He never did it in his life. And every day he texts me like, man, thank you so much. And so for me, that's a better fulfillment than any amount of money that I could get.
Yeah.
Because last year I bought a Porsche. I have getting big amounts of money, and I have never feel this fulfillment. It's incredibly massive.
Yeah. Like
being able to empower somebody. And when this person is powerful as well, this person is rich, got connections. You know, I was with them in a studio. I went there for dinner. One of their clients is Paris Hilton. You know, it's like huge. And for me, it was like, wow, like I did that. Like, you know, yeah. And they're thankful. So for me, that's kind of like my purpose now. It's more of like helping people. And it's funny enough, I do business through doing that and being myself. Yeah. And so that's why I guess like I'm living my dream. I don't know. I love it.
That's dope, man. No, yeah. I love that. I love that, man. That's what life is about, you know, especially, and you've learned it young. Like you said, you mentioned the Porsche and like nothing, like it doesn't even come close to the personal impact that you can have on people. And that's the same like with every car. That's why I tell people just buy an old car.
Yeah.
You'll have more fun with the old car that you know you like, because if you like an old car, you know you like the car.
Wow.
Right? If you buy a new, like the Lamborghini, what is it, the Revuelto or whatever it is, the new one, like it's gonna look old in 10 years.
No.
So you might as well wait 10 years. If you said 1 in 10, then you know you wanted that car.
Exactly.
But love that, man. What are you most excited about 2025?
I'm excited about big projects that I have. I'm going in YouTube now. And so I designed an agency that comes hand to hand with what it is private equity and what it is marketing. And so under the agency, we focus on raising capital for this private equity and real estate deals, whatever it is. There is a lot of people that, you know, approach investors the old way with the pitch deck and go on the presentation. Right now I have designed it a way where we just do a professional video where you explain everything about your business. Basically selling your business to like an investor. We give them a BSL, everything. And then from there, build their brand awareness. So whenever an investor is going to talk to you, it's like, damn, like who's this guy? And, you know, it's a different approach from regular firms and private equity funds.
Yeah. Dope, man. Any questions for me? What do you want to know from me?
Well, tell me your story. I want to know more about you.
Yeah, man. So that's a good question. My story. I mentioned different parts of it on every episode, but grew up in the Midwest. My parents were in the Navy, right? You know, lived in like military housing, you know, so we didn't have a ton of money. That's like essentially like government housing, but through the military. Parents got divorced when I was younger. So for me, I always saw a lack of money, right? So very cliche. I tell people like I wanted money as I got older because I didn't have it when I was a kid, right? Very, very typical. I was a tech kid, so I grew up working with my hands a lot. So my dad was like a carpenter, so I could fix anything, do things like that. Wanted to be a maker, make things. Very creative person. Did like the typical corporate route, right? My goal was to make $100K a year. I was like, man, if I can make $100K a year, I'll be chilling, right? So out of college, I'm making $55,000 a year in St. Louis, which is a very cheap cost of living. My rent was $665 at the time, right? So fast forward, eventually I go to New York, and I think I told the story on the last show, but it's an important story. I'm in an elevator in New York. I just moved to New York. I'm making six figures. I hit my goal. I'm making like $125,000 a year at the time. And I'm in the elevator, and some dude was talking about how he had a bad year. And his bad year was making like $250, $300K. And I was like, dang, like I'm still not thinking big enough, right? So that's where I started thinking bigger and bigger. Then eventually I got into sales, and I had a commission that was that entire salary, I had my first six-figure commission, and I was like, oh yeah, like there's way more money. You just have to go to where the money is. And what's funny about it too is it's not like I was working harder when I made more money. I mean, I work hard all the time.
You increased your capacity, and
right.
you were able to create more.
Exactly. It's about doing the right kinds of work. And then like you said, like the money will come. If you're in the right place doing the right things, the money will come. But it's like you said, it's a game. Life is a game where it doesn't matter if, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are doing really hard jobs. Like I know people who work really hard. They're like, you could be construction. They're like, I work hard and we deserve more pay. And it's just like, look, man, life isn't fair. And because it isn't fair, you need to figure out how to use that in your favor. But this is what I tell people all the time, waiting for them to change the laws or for somebody to show up and be like, hey, I just wanted to recognize you and give you $1 million. That shit ain't gonna happen. So you just gotta go.
The lottery. There's a lot of people, they believe they will get lucky.
Right.
And the thing is, you can create your own luck. You don't need to get lucky.
Yeah. So that was it for me, just seeing it. For me, I didn't have a mentor at the time. I just saw it. I got into real estate, so we raised capital to acquire. We started as a meetup in New York City.
Okay.
So we were raising private equity to buy like multifamily assets. I did that for a while, did real estate, made a ton of money a few different ways all at once. And so chilled out on real estate. I'll probably get back into it in a few years. So I've sold some of my assets, still have it. But for me right now, I'm just focused on this, like you said, like people. So this show is an excuse for me to talk to people, just about whatever, loosely about money. But doing this, make more connections, and then, my financial goals. I see money as a tool. I see it as something a way to affect change in the world. Can't solve everything, but it's a lot easier to get stuff done if you have your own money. It's also a lot easier to raise money and get other people on board if you have your own skin in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a big part of it, for me.
Now that you say that, in private equity, that's a rule that I have. I do not promote anything that I wouldn't invest myself in and that I don't believe. I don't see any track record. I don't promote startups or anything that doesn't have any track record or concept or proof of concept.
Yeah.
Because basically it's gambling. Like I'm gambling somebody, they haven't even done this before or have no proof.
Yeah. That's huge. I remember I was, how old was I? I was in my early 20s and I was raising money. I was trying to buy like 40 houses in Atlanta, I think. And I was talking to an investor and he was like, how much skin do you have in the game? And like, I didn't have money at the time, right? I was like, look, I don't have much skin in the game. I can operate though. And I remember him saying, he's like, look, man, like it's hard for me to put money into this knowing that you don't have skin in the game, right? And so at the time I was like, yeah, but I'm going to do all the work. Now where I sit, it makes complete sense because I'd be like, some young kid comes up to me and it's like, hey, invest in me. It's going to be a different conversation than it's like, yo, I put 50% in, I'm looking for 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, cool, yeah, we're going broke together if you mess up. That's different. But if I'm the only one going broke, I don't like that. So it's all about incentives, right? Our incentives need to be aligned. The risk needs to be aligned. Really, really important in life. But,
yeah, mediate risk. I mean, as an investor, that's your job, right? And so putting your money where, there is some type of security, even when you're investing, is a total risk. But then you get to mitigate those risks by, okay, I know this person, they're in the game, they have experience, they have this proof of concept or whatever it is. Every investor has their own criteria.
Yeah. What are the, now that you bring that up, what are the things that people are usually looking for? Is it just returns? Is it explosive growth, right? If they're investing in a startup or they're trying to double their money in 5 years, what are your investors typically looking for?
They're looking for an industry that they like, that basically goes with their lifestyle, and also they're solving a problem. That's most likely the investors, they always get that. Like, they want to be involved in something that they can use themselves, and there is helping somebody some type of way. It could be the system, or it's helping the people, whoever. The businesses, they lack in the POS in the Caribbean. The people also lack the way of paying the tourists. They can't take money from the ATM, whatever it is.
Yeah, That's huge. Cool, man. Well, anything you want to say to the viewers? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram as Glenn Musk or Glensky Inagas. To be honest, at this point, I don't even know. I have over 50 accounts and I only manage one. But yeah, with my name, you can go Glensky Inagas on Google. You will find everything because I'm everywhere. So
awesome.
Glensky Inagas. Yeah.
Check out his book. I'll add a link to the book down below in the description. As you guys know, mindset is everything. But yeah, man, I want to thank you for taking the time coming through today.
No, man, thanks for the invite.
I appreciate it. I'm definitely down to be on your show. You can ask me questions all you want. But yeah, this one was really about you and just trying to get a glimpse. And yeah, happy to have you back for another one if you want. We can,
of course,
put that a little further down the road, but
let's do it.
It's been a good chat. All right. Thank you, man.
Bro.
Appreciate it.
It was great.
So.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to comment any questions.
I'm never gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's fast.